Because you know when you export your reels, what do you use what does your editor use? Because I know if you shoot in 4K and then you try upload 4K in Instagram, the quality is not as good as if you just upload in, I think, 1080.
That's the thing, we don't shoot in 4K.
Okay.
1080, because it's max, like that's the max that we can shoot in with the ATEM or ATEM or however you say it. So yeah, we just, to be honest, he just does it and we just upload.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does he schedule everything, or do you guys do the social media management?
We do that at the moment, but then we are getting someone in on the social media management side, and she is already handling the TikTok.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna kind of put her onto the Instagram. But then right now, like I like having my hands on the Instagram because that means that whenever we have an event or anything, it's just straight. We can just put it up there, just like no delay, just straight up there. But I understand that that's a bottleneck. I'm being a bottleneck in our operation right now.
No, I hear it because I'm kind of the same. Like if I want to do a post and I'm waiting for other people and I want a change made and I don't have the files, I'd rather have the files so that I can make the changes to upload it onto Instagram whenever I want. So yeah, I agree with you there. Already? Cool. What do you know what software you use? Or what software they use for the management side of things?
Oh, management side of things.
Like,
no.
do you not schedule?
No, we don't schedule.
So you just, when you want to upload,
manual post, bro.
No.
Yeah. Well, TikTok, I've heard that's better because I'm not sure what the scheduler does, but then I haven't heard good results when it comes to scheduling posts on TikTok. Instagram, on the other hand, I have heard good results. Like you can be posting reels or scheduling reels and they should be okay. But TikTok, you want to do the music, you want to do all these other types of things, which I'm not sure you're able to do through these schedulers.
No, that's one thing that you're not. But obviously me, I edit my reels, Premiere Pro, put the background music in, so I don't have to worry about that when it comes to the TikTok. But yeah, how many times do you guys post a week or a day?
On TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok once a day. And then Instagram like 3 to 4 times a week. Because we realize when you flood your timeline, people they kind of can get bored.
Okay.
If it's the same kind of content.
Yeah.
But then it's just about you switching up and then doing something different, making it a bit interesting, tagging someone, collabing with someone. That's the kind of thing that changes it up. That's what we realized.
Because how are you finding TikTok? Because at the moment, it's very stagnant for me, but very slow in terms of like growth, views, likes. Like, how are you guys finding it?
Decent. Like recently, we've been getting quite a few views. But then that is because I think using the TikTok sounds is a big tip, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big look. It's a good look, sorry.
Okay.
Getting those TikTok sounds, like going onto TikTok, finding the sounds that are actually popping right now, using those sounds in the background of your clips or whatever and what have you, then posting those, people will listen to those sounds and say, I already like this sound. Now it's on a video that I'm interested in. Let me listen to the sound vibes to it and then watch the video at the same time. And then people will find your videos as well when they're looking through that sound. Because people find a sound that they like and they're like, let me find all the other videos that are like similar to this sound. And they'll come across your video, which uses the sound, and they'll click on that video too, which gets you more views. So that's why I like to use the music from TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, would you say this is, because what I do, the clips that I post on Instagram, I just post it on TikTok. So with the scheduler, you can pick the network that you want to do. So whether that be TikTok, LinkedIn, literally, I just click Instagram, Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Do you think it's a good idea to be producing or outputting the same content across all platforms? Like, do you think my content should be different for Instagram, for TikTok, for YouTube, or do you think it's fine what I'm doing now?
I think it should be, but I think and then I think ours should be as well. I think it should be different for each platform because every platform acts differently and the audience likes different things. However, usually everything when it comes to short form follows the same type of vibe. Like if it's a hook in the first couple seconds, then you're probably good to go. If it's an interesting topic, you're probably good to go. If you're talking to your target audience, you're probably good to go. But the difference comes when you have the resources to be able to employ a team that can do that kind of stuff, because you have other high leverage stuff to be doing with your time than to be tinkering with the little things that you can do. Because if a piece of content is good, it will do well. Yeah. Regardless of the platform that it's on, it will do well. But then when it comes to the actual like smaller parts of it, changing up the little parts just to make it that much better for each different platform, I don't think it's something that we should be concerned about right now.
Because do you feel as though one thing that I need to pattern is like hashtags and tags. I don't use tags in my YouTube shorts or videos. Am I killing myself? Like, am I losing out on X amount of views?
I don't know how many views you're losing out on, but I would definitely recommend to use tags. Definitely recommend to use tags, sorry.
Okay.
Because that is what tells YouTube, this is what my video is about.
Okay.
So if somebody types in this, then my video will come up. Or suggest my video if someone types in this. And there's a tool that you can use called vidIQ. Do you know about vidIQ?
No.
vidIQ is a very useful YouTube tool.
Okay.
So essentially, it helps you pick your titles for the YouTube videos. Right. And if you're posting podcasts as you do on YouTube and everything like that, it helps you pick your podcast titles and everything like that. It helps you to pick your descriptions. It kind of has an AI thing that can write it if you really want it to.
Yeah.
It also suggests tags. And you can look at other videos which are similar to your videos or the video that you're about to create, and then use the tags that the person's used for your videos.
Okay.
And what I believe that does is it actually allows YouTube to suggest your video underneath their video. So videos that are already popping, you can kind of jump onto that bandwagon.
Yeah, okay.
So I'd say definitely try it. But then I haven't seen like this is a drastic difference between tags and no tags. But I think it's a good thing to use.
Yeah, all right. Consistency is one thing that is important when it comes to social media, right? And I think that's one thing that I'm going to focus on. But then again, my social media marketer said, when you're starting out, quantity over quality is better because you want to get brand awareness. And eventually it reduces to quality over quantity. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
But at what point do you think you should reduce quantity and focus on quantity?
I focus on quality. Actually, you know what? No, I don't agree with that. No, I think as you continue and grow and get even bigger, I think you could actually do same amount of quantity or even more quantity, but just at a higher quality. Yeah. Because technically you should have more resources to be able to function at a higher level, right? And then to be able to produce higher level quality content, and to produce even more content if you wanted to as well. That's the way that I see it.
Yeah, it's a good way, because that's obviously where I want to get to. Is being
where you're going to get to.
Where I'm going to get to. Yeah, exactly. But I guess let's segue into what you do. But before we do that, let's go back to 2016.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
it's a big change.
Yeah.
Big switch. Because I kind of want to lead up to it.
Okay.
So sixth form. Who was Jonathan? What was he doing? What was his dream? How did he think he was going to get there? So yeah, let's start off with who was Jonathan in 2016?
2016, bro, I'll give you one word: lost. Lost, bro. I didn't know what I was going to do. Honestly. And it's so funny that you said this as well, because I've just started therapy recently. Okay. Literally about I'd say maybe 2 months ago or so. Yeah. And that's been a really interesting experience for me. Okay. And then one of the tasks that my therapist has given me, tasks like bits of homework or whatever that she's given me, was write a timeline. Write a timeline of your life from where you can remember to where you are now. And then I was starting to write stuff on my timeline from I can remember from year 9 onwards. Started to write a bit about year 9, had that in a text box. Started to write a bit about year 10, had that in a text box. Started to write a little bit about year 11, some more stuff started adding to that text box. Then year 12, I wrote 3 pages of stuff for year 12. I didn't realize how much happened to me in year 12 or how much was going through my mind at that time in year 12, how many different changes there were happening in year 12. Yeah,
so it was quite a big transition.
It was a big transition, bro. I went from year 11, all boys school, year 12 to a mixed sixth form and everything like that. And then in that all boys school is a particular type of person that was in that all boys school, a particular color of people. And then now we have all different types of diverse people in the sixth form. So it was a lot of adjusting. Yeah. And then me questioning myself, my own identity and everything like that. And also thinking, what do I even want to do in my life? So all of these things are happening at one time. And then I was even thinking, I was doing photography at that time as well for A-levels. Okay. I was wondering, is there something that I want to do? I was having problems with my teacher as well. For some reason, we just did not get along. And I tend to think that I get along with a lot of people. But she just was not one of those people that I got along with, unfortunately. Yeah. So I had a lot of things on my head at that moment in time. Other things happening outside of school as well. And with that added pressure of wondering, what am I going to do in my life? Well, it's difficult, bro.
So you wouldn't say you had no dream?
I would say I had a dream. My dream was just to not be like everyone else. I just didn't want to be stuck in some 9-to-5 job like everyone else. Yeah. I'm not one of those people that say drop your 9-to-5 and be an entrepreneur. That's not me at all. But that's just what I saw from a younger age. So I was a kid selling sweets on the playground. That was my kind of thing. I've been doing that from a very young age. And then even since then, I was doing little hustles and everything like that. Until year 12, I was shooting weddings in year 12 and all that kind of stuff. And after that as well too.
So you've always sort of been in the creative media space.
Yeah.
And that can kind of segue into Purpose Led. It was born July 21, right? June, July 21.
I think it wasn't actually born around that time. It was born like end of 2020 actually.
Okay.
End of 2020. I say that because we were on Clubhouse.
Okay.
And then on Clubhouse is when we made Purpose Led. So on Clubhouse, we got into Clubhouse, we realized that people, they weren't talking about the stuff we were interested in, which is like personal development and mindset. It's like who should pay on the first date and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, we're tired of these conversations. Let's bring a new conversation to the vibes.
To the table.
To the table. And then we started speaking about the stuff we were interested in. Built a community of about like 600 people. And they said, make a podcast. Then we made the podcast in July 2021.
Yeah. Okay. So it's you and Rob.
Yeah.
So would you say that is the decision through why you made the podcast? Like, what is the vision behind Purpose Led?
The vision behind Purpose Led, well, it started off as a community thing. Yeah. Like, literally, the community came up with the name Purpose Led. Like, we're in a room, because we just kept getting together. We didn't have a name at the end of 2020. We're like, what should we even call this? And then this guy, AJ, that's his name, AJ. Yeah, he's doing very, very well for himself and was doing very well for himself at the time too. But then he even said, oh, you guys talk a lot about purpose and direction. You guys could be like called Purpose, like the Purpose Group or something. And someone else, can't remember who it was, but they said Led. How about Purpose Led? We're like, that's it, Purpose Led. Then the next time we came on, we had like a group, we had a club on Clubhouse called Purpose Led. So that's kind of where that came from. And then we realized, we do talk a lot about purpose. Let's bring purpose to the world. Yeah. And that's exactly what we did, bro.
Yeah, that's good. So you talk about mindset, personal development. That's it. Yeah, it's good. I think those sort of podcasts can always go a long way because the mind is always growing. Someone maybe just starting out their journey, someone may be in their journey and they always looking for advice. Like literally me and Kai were just speaking about mindset and where my mindset is at and how if you can develop a mindset that is blissful, grateful, you can literally accomplish, I believe you can accomplish anything you want. Like if you can get to a point where you can visualize your goals in your mind, you know, if you can hold it in your mind, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. I just think it's a great thing that what you guys are doing. What's the vision for it?
The vision for Purpose Led. The vision is to bring purpose to the world. The vision is the same as when it started. So how do we impact people across the world and then help them to live their life in their purpose and to walk in their purpose? That is what we're trying to do. And then how do we do that? We help them with their mindset. We help them to improve themselves. We help them to get 1% better every single day, giving them these things that we've learned over time. Because we don't know everything. Far from it. We know some things. And that's what we're trying to give to the world. So to add some like edutainment, that's what we call it, edutainment to the mix. So education and entertainment to the mix, because we like to laugh, we like to have a good time, and we have events and all that kind of stuff where we do the same thing, right? But that's our goal, bro. Our goal is to just bring this to the world and bring this to the people of the world so they can experience what we're experiencing, how we experience life.
Besides the pod, what does Jonathan actually do? What is he doing now? What is he in business? Is he in a corporate? What's he doing?
So right now, I run a thought leadership agency called Re-Identify, which is a play on my last name, Reed. Re-Identify, help people re-identify themselves with their vision for their podcast or their business or whatever it may be. And I help B2Bs become thought leaders in their space through the power of personal branding and podcasting. And then what we do is essentially we automate the podcasting process for our clients to enable them to become those thought leaders that they should be and actually help them to grow their personal brands alongside the podcast to further push that goal of them becoming thought leaders in their space. That's essentially what we do on a regular basis. I have a team of 5. I have 2 editors, creative director, and then 2 people who do outreach for me. And that's what I do on a day-to-day, bro.
How's that going?
It's going well.
Yeah?
It's going well. More clients, more leads, pipeline's growing, product is getting better as well. Thinking about our offer right now, like what we're offering to people and then how we can help them as well.
So how long have you been doing this for?
The agency, about 2 years. But then this actual specific offer in terms of thought leadership, about, I'd say 8 months. And what caused the switch was, I said to myself, I'm helping people with their personal branding and with their podcasting. And I'm telling people that this is what I'm doing. But what people really want, or what my target audience, B2Bs, really want is to become a thought leader. So how is it that I help them, or how do I propose this to them? I say, right, this is a thought leadership agency. I help you to become a thought leader. The vehicle is just podcasting and personal branding. So I give them what they want, or I show them what they want, and I give them what they need.
Okay.
And that's what caused the switch.
You touch upon personal branding. What, in your eyes, what do you think the most important role in building your personal brand is?
Well, the most important part? Well, I'd say...
I know it's all subjective and it's all different to everyone, but for you, what is it?
I'd probably say authenticity. authenticity and also putting yourself out there. I just cheated, I had to. But authenticity and putting yourself out there. So you have to be authentic because that's how people develop an actual connection with you. Like being vulnerable, being authentic with people is how people build that connection. So you see all the biggest personal brands, there's some level of vulnerability or authenticity there, I believe anyway. And the people that connect with the most, because let's say, for example, or people that people connect with the most. So let's say, for example, you have like a Jeff Bezos. He has a big personal brand, but then people don't really connect with him like that.
Yeah.
Like they'll see him, yeah, he makes all this money, Forbes this, whatever, he's doing his thing, yeah, and he's running Amazon and everything like that. But then you see someone like, this would be a different kind of, the reason I'm saying this, yeah, is because I even saw his wife the other day in Canary Wharf. So Will Smith.
Okay.
So you see Will Smith is very vulnerable with what he, like, with himself. And everybody knows this guy. They've seen this guy cry. They've seen this guy talk about his wife. They've seen this guy talk about his family. He is so vulnerable, so people connect with his personal brand. They connect with him. And it's nuts that I even saw Jada Pinkett Smith in Canary Wharf the other day. Yeah, just on the way to the studio. I was like, is that? No. And then, and then I just went to the studio and recorded a podcast straight after that.
Okay.
But so people, when you have an authentic personal brand and when you're vulnerable and you're open with your audience, people can build a connection with you. When they build a connection with you, let's say, for example, you know who Iman Ghatzi is? His personal brand.
Yeah.
He's built that from when he was 16. That's probably a better example than Will Smith. He's built that from when he was 16 years of age, right? And for anyone that doesn't know, right, Iman Ghatzi, he's very big in the SMMA, social media marketing agency space, and he helps a lot of people start, or has helped a lot of people through the internet start their businesses and everything like that in that space. And with his personal brand, he's been able to connect with people because he's been doing it for so long, showing them every step of the journey to where he is now. So people are much more likely to buy off of him. And much more likely to connect with him, much more likely to cry when they see him in the streets because like, oh my gosh, he changed my life. This is crazy, right? But then, not even but then. And when it comes to a personal brand as well, we have the putting your stuff out there because you can't have a personal brand if you don't a social media personal brand if you don't put your stuff out there. So you need to put your stuff out there on the different platforms.
But do you think being authentic comes with a risk?
Yes.
What's that risk?
The risk is that people know a lot about you. And it's like, okay, well, what does that mean for you? For some people, they want to keep stuff private, and that's fine. You don't have to reveal everything. But I do believe that the positives outweigh the negatives when it comes to being authentic. But you have to know what to share as well. Yeah. You have to know what to share.
So do you think everyone can build a personal brand, or do you feel like you have to be a specific type of person?
No, everyone can build but yeah, definitely. Like even if you call yourself introverted, you can still put your stuff out there because you're going to connect with other introverts. Introverts watch YouTube. Introverts watch Instagram, they watch TikTok. They'll be able to connect with you because you're creating the content that they'll be able to relate to. You don't have to be extroverted in your content. You can still be your introvert self, right? And I haven't studied about introverts and extroverts and stuff, so I don't even know, like, I can't even say if that's a real thing or not because we could even challenge that idea. But you will still be able to connect with like-minded people. And I think that's one of the biggest things about building a personal brand as well. You being able to connect with like-minded people.
Yeah, I mean, we were touching upon it with Kai on the last pod about surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I think that's just so important. But one thing I want to touch upon on the whole personal branding is creativity. What role do you think creativity plays in building a personal brand?
Ooh. I think it plays a big part, bro. And it plays a big role.
Yeah.
Because that is how you connect to the audience. Or another way to connect with the audience. Use your creativity, because I believe everybody is creative. As I said, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, right? God is a creator and he made us in his image. So we are all creative. So we're all creative. We all create. We are literally creating right now.
Yep.
Yeah. And everybody, when they walk in their daily lives and they do stuff, they are creating. You create breakfast. You create whatever it is that you post on Instagram. Everybody is a creator, right? But it's just that extent of how you show your creativity, which will allow your audience to connect with you.
Yeah.
Because you can draw them in with the stuff that they'll be able to relate to. So whatever's up here, you can put out there and people can see it out there and connect with that.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it does. And I definitely agree with you that everyone can be creative. You just need to develop your creative power.
No, realize it.
That's exactly.
Realize it, bro.
Yeah.
Because you already got it in you. Everything's already there, bro.
It's there. You just got to develop it.
Absolutely, bro.
I want to talk about some of the failures and the successes for your business. What's been the biggest Let's talk failure first. What's been the biggest failure for you so far?
Are we talking across the board? Like venture wise, just like trying to make it wise? Or are we talking business specific?
Nah, let's do the first one. So venture wise.
Venture wise, this was a deep one.
Okay.
Deep, not because of the amount of money that I lost, but because of what it meant. So I can't remember. It was like, I think it was 2021, end of 2022 actually.
Okay.
So like December kind of time. So around this kind of time actually, I was trading and I was leverage trading.
Oh shit.
And I was leverage trading crypto. Right. So that's
even worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that means that everything's like up, down, and everything's at the extreme. So what leverage trading is essentially is when you want to trade a crypto or trade a currency and you say, I believe that this currency is going to increase, right? Or is going to go up in price. And you put a bet on that, like a 10x or a 15x bet on that. So if it even moves like, let's say, for example, £1, then your account will move by like £15, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the best way of explaining leverage, but you will make a lot more and you will lose a lot more. That's the simplest way of putting it, right? That's leverage. And I was trading like that. And Maris, I'll tell you right now, bro, I was trading with vibes. This was straight vibes, right?
Vibes?
Yes. I didn't have
no intention.
There was intention. I had the intention to win. That intention didn't come through. So how I was trading was, like, I knew the fundamentals of trading. Like, I've been teaching myself on YouTube. I had like a couple of my boys traded as well, and they still do trade to this day.
Yeah.
And they even got me into trading as well. And I must have made like maybe a couple grand, like $3,000 or something from XRP when it went up in price.
Yeah.
Right. And that was a little while ago. And then after that, I was like, I want to make more. So I started to make a little bit more.
Yeah.
Even in just like the spot trading, which is just like putting your money into a crypto and it going up and going down, no leverage. And then I was like, I can make more than this. Let me stick it in a Binance. No. Let me start leverage trading this. And then prior to this, I'd actually lost I literally saw in my account earlier today, I saw my P&L, profit and loss from my trading 212 account, which was for CFDs, contract for difference.
Yeah.
And that was like Forex kind of trading. And I saw this now and I'm like, I lost about a bag and a bit back then. And I was like, that hurt me at the time as well. And I was like, that's not going to happen again because I know how to trade now. I got my lines on my graph. I know everything. I did not know everything. I did not. And it got to a point where I was making thousands in a day, losing thousands in a day, making thousands in a day, losing thousands in a day, losing a couple hundred, then losing a couple hundred. So I'd always, or making a couple hundred and losing a couple hundred. So I'd always be like teetering at the same amount. And then it got to a treacherous point. A treacherous point. When I came back to when I hear the market is going down, I was like, it can't be going down that bad. I came back to my phone and I see all the money being liquidated from my account. All of it liquidated from my account straight.
Yeah.
We're talking like young 5 figures. And this is the most amount of money I've ever had in one place at one time. This is everything I've worked in Sainsbury's, worked in my jobs, wherever I've been working before, it's all amounted to this. All the investing I've done I took all the stuff out of my stocks and put it into here.
Put it in, wow.
Everything was in there. All money in, like Nipsey would say. Wasn't the right decision at that time because I'm seeing all of it drain right in front of my face. I didn't know what to do because what can you do? You're helpless. What can you do at that point when you see all your money draining right in front of your eyes? I said to myself, what have you done? Like, what have you done? Like what are you even thinking? To put all your money in this place and to trade it and to even bet it at this rate, it's just a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Because I said I was trading on vibes.
No vibes. And it's not like you were hodling it. So it can, it's gone down for now. Maybe
but it can come up later. No.
You've lost it.
I've lost it. And I felt like I lost the plot as well.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you.
So I was like, okay, cool. No, not cool. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. How am I going to run this back up? And I called my boy. I was like, bro. Or he called me, I think, because everyone's accounts like kind of.
Yeah.
And then my mistake was that I didn't have a stop loss.
Yeah, that's usually the main issue.
I didn't have a stop loss. So I said, nah, it's just going to go to the moon. It's gonna go to the moon. It didn't go to the moon. It went down to the ground. Yeah. And I called my boy, or he called me. And then he was like, bro, I can't see you go out like this. He gave me a bag and a half there. literally sent me over 1,500 to my wallet, to my whatever Binance wallet. I said, bro, what? Take this back. He was like, no, I'm not gonna accept it back. I'm just gonna send it back to you. He's like, trade it up, bro, because right now is where we make that move. And then I turned that 1,500 into 3,000 the next day. So in 24 hours, I'd already flipped that by Vibesy trading again.
Yeah.
But guess what?
You lost it.
A couple days later, all gone. That was the first time I felt like crying. That was the first time, in a while. Yeah. First time I felt like crying in a while. I went to bed at 9 p.m. When's the last time I went to bed at 9 p.m.? The last time I went to bed at 9 p.m. was like 10 years ago. I went to bed at 9 p.m. I woke up at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling like, what am I going to do? I've just made the same mistake twice. Yeah. What's wrong with me?
You didn't learn.
I didn't learn. And then I was just down in the dumps. 3 a.m. Pitch black. Not sure what to do. Then I was like, you know what? I need to distract myself. Went on TikTok. On TikTok, I'm seeing prisoners. Vibes in prison. Doing stuff in prison that they can't even do outside, like making food in kettles and stuff like that, and having fun, looking like they're having fun, smiling and whatever, laughing. I'm like, so they got their freedom and they're still laughing, and I'm here just frowning. I'm sad. I can really still run it back up. I got my freedom. Scroll down a couple more videos. There was this guy, he was on a hospital bed just laying down, like DJing, and he didn't have access to like his full limbs. Like I think he was like crippled in some sort of way, or he was some type of disabled. I can't remember exactly how it was, but he was on a hospital bed and he was finding it super hard to DJ, but he was still doing it and he was still smiling through the process. I said, this guy's got all access to all of his limbs. Sorry, this guy hasn't got access to all of his limbs and everything like that, but I do. I have access to all of my limbs. I have access to my whole body. I have the freedom to go outside. I have the freedom to run the business that I'm already running and stack it all the way back up. And I'm here laying in bed wondering what's wrong with me. Yeah. Run it up. Run it up. So I got like a boost of motivation there. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this happen. And then we've been making it happen ever since, man. That was probably the biggest failure, which I learned a big lesson from. And the lesson was, don't trade on vibes. And also, only put up what you can afford to lose.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a lot to lose. I could have put a deposit down on a house.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Because I'm into crypto as well. I mean, we don't have to touch upon it too much because I have other questions to ask. But yeah, I know a few people that do trading. It's a roller coaster. You have to be a certain type of person and have a certain relationship with money in order to do that.
That's it.
Because like you said, you could lose 1.5k in.
Just like that, bro.
I did it with my boy. It was on a smaller amount, but I literally lost £200 in like 30 seconds. It's ridiculous. And you don't even realize until
you
don't realize it. Didn't realize it. Because like leveraging, once you've lost it, you've lost it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're hodling where it can go back up in value. You make the money back.
And hodl is hold on for dear life.
Yeah, literally. But on the flip side, success.
Okay.
What is one moment that Jonathan can say, you know what, I'm proud of that. I'm proud to have accomplished that. What is that thing?
It wasn't like a money thing.
It never has to be. I think a lot of people think, I have to, say something money related.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
If you battle depression, that is, in my eyes, if you've come off antidepressants,
absolutely,
that is such
big win.
Biggest win out of everything.
Yeah,
you've able to battle your inner thoughts and come off those pills. I don't personally believe in antidepressants, but that's a whole different topic.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what's yours?
Good point, by the way. And mine was when I had my creative director, and then my client. So we have a system, right, that I built. So a client can say, okay, cool, here's a podcast. They fill out a podcast intake form. That goes to my team, so me and my editors at that time before the creative director. And then I would say, okay, cool, editors, you can do this, that, and the other. And then I have to go back and forth with them. And then I would review the video and then keep going back and forth with them with the video and then send it back to the client and everything like that. Check that they think it's okay, then put it out there. It was a lot of back and forth. Then I hired my creative director, and there was a point, shout out Nathan, and there was a point where my client sent a video into the podcast intake form. I didn't even know. My editor started working on it. I didn't even know. Then my creative director had already looked at it and sent it back to my editor, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And then now it's in final review, waiting for me to review it. That was just, that was amazing for me, because now I'm like, okay, cool. So I can this business can really operate without me necessarily having to be there. Obviously, there's still things that we need to sort out, but I don't necessarily have to be in every part of the process. I can literally just be at the end checking it, and there will be a point where I would trust my editor or my creative director enough to just be able to send it straight to the clients. And then all of a sudden, now I'm just working on the business rather than working inside the business.
Yeah, I think that's
so great. That was definitely a milestone for me. That felt amazing, bro. That felt amazing.
I think that's a very good one, because I think that's where a lot of people should be aiming for, being able to step away from the business and let your systems and process and your relationships and your team be able to do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, that's passive at the end of the day. And that's what you want. So it's a very good one. And I know you've also got another business / community. You've got a Telegram group.
Yeah, true.
Called the Roundtable.
Yeah.
So
you've done your research.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Talk us through what that is. How can people join it? What is it about? What was the motivation behind it? All that good stuff.
The Roundtable is essentially...
I like the name, by the way.
You like it?
Yeah,
I like it too. Appreciate you, bro. The Roundtable is essentially a spot or like a community for like-minded entrepreneurs to come together and basically listen to all the stuff that I've learned and the stuff that I am learning, the resources that I'm gathering, and all of the tips and tricks that I'm learning and gathering together along this journey of life, right? And along this journey of entrepreneurship and stuff. And I'm putting it out there for these guys, people, because there's ladies in there too.
Yeah.
But over time, what I want to turn this into is like a mastermind chat or like a mastermind group where people actually come together physically to talk about this kind of stuff, to talk about entrepreneurship, to talk about the struggles that they're facing, to talk about the successes that they have, just like we've done.
Yeah.
And so that everyone can learn from it and everyone can learn from each other's mistakes and build on what other people have going on as well. Because back in the day, there was a round table. So like, well, you know, the Knights of the Round Table and all that kind of stuff. I think, I don't know if it was a real thing or if it wasn't or whatever. You know, like King Arthur and all that kind of things there. I believe it was. But they came together because they were all knights and they all were defending or doing whatever for their kingdoms or their places that they were fighting for. And they came together to bring their ideas to the same table and then to fight for whatever it was they were fighting for their worthy cause or something like that. Yeah. That is super important. We all have a worthy cause. Our cause is to get to where we want to get to. And if all of us knights can help each other to get there, why not? Napoleon Hill talks about a mastermind group all the time, and well, not even all the time. I think it was in a specific book that he wrote as well. And I know that he is someone who studied people who are very, very successful and realized that is a key part of it. Yeah. Build your mastermind group. And that's something that I will be building, not necessarily right now. So the group is actually kind of on hold, on pause for a little bit because I want to focus. Yeah. Like right now, the key word for me is sequential.
Sequential.
Keeping things sequential or sequence. Keeping things sequential, right? So what must I do first, which will enable me to do the thing that I want to do second, which will enable me to do the thing that I want to do third. So what is the sequence looking like? Because I believe everything happens in sequences. And for so long, I've been trying to do so many different things at the same time. Yeah. I think it's time to actually get some order and some sequence into my life.
Yeah, I think that's very important because I've struggled with that as well, where I've tried to do FBA, affiliate marketing, and properly just need to focus on one thing, stay tunneled focused, focus on that, put 120% in. Once you've automated it, then you move on to the next thing.
That's it, bro.
How can people join? Can anyone join?
Yeah, anyone can join. It's a free chat as well. It's on Telegram, and they can join. Maybe the link will be in the bio.
Of course, the link will be in the bio.
The link will be in the bio then.
Yeah,
and they can just join through that Telegram. And then if you go to my Instagram, which is @I'm Jonathan Reed, then you'll be able to find this stuff as well in my bio.
Yeah, cool. I'll definitely join that because I've even been thinking about. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on it, but I was speaking to someone about creating like a Discord or Telegram for the podcast.
Okay.
So people join this, and we can talk about the episodes. I can put it in there. Just build like a community of people that watch the episode. Do you think that's a good idea to do?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I feel like anyone who has a platform should build a community around it because that's another way to add value to your community. Number one. Yeah. Number two, if you want to sell a product, then you can do it through that community as well. And it's not just sell a product because you're trying to get money out of people. It's because that will add value to them as well. Yeah. Because when people pay, they pay attention. So for example, for this podcast, it might be like, I don't know, like some external notes from the episode. It might be an extra conversation that you have with the person that you can sell. It might be some sort of a course. It might be some sort of a meetup, or it might be some sort of an event. And you can upsell them or you can sell them that. And then whenever they have access to that, they're getting access to even more value. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'd definitely say to have a community. But would you say that most of your community knows about Discord and knows how to use Discord or uses Discord on a regular basis? And it's not even just your current community, the community that you're building. Because if this was a gaming like thing, I would say, yeah, cool, Discord. If this was like a crypto thing or a trading thing, I'll say Discord. But if this is for people from all walks of life, which I'm assuming it is, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, I would say Telegram,
yeah,
or potentially WhatsApp. But I chose Telegram just to keep it separate from WhatsApp because WhatsApp's already stupid busy.
Yeah. I mean, I have found out people that use Discord, even when I started, it's quite, not a lot of people know how to use it.
It's quite techie.
Only thing I like about Discord is obviously you can create channels, pages.
It's beautiful.
Certain people can get certain access to certain pages, whether that be subscription based or whatever. So I think it's a lot easier to monetize on Discord.
Yeah. Or systematize. Definitely.
Yeah, and systematize as well. That's something that I'll think about. And
it keeps it simple as well. Like, it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Yeah.
Like, a community is just a place where people talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then over time, it could go to Discord if you wanted it to. And that's the thing. If people really want it, they will go to Discord.
Yeah.
They will go there.
Yeah, no, they will. YouTube. I watched your videos on YouTube. I think documenting your journey.
Oh, my personal videos?
Your personal videos. Sorry, let me, So you've got a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
And I know that in one of your videos you talk about you're literally just using it as a platform to document your journey. There's no timeline to it. I don't have a schedule. I think that is so great because people like to see updates. People find it valuable. They resonate with it. If they're struggling for help, they can go to you. If they're facing a similar issue, they can resonate with you. There's no vision for that. Is it literally just to stay consistent, provide updates with that? Is there any particular goal that you want to achieve in mind with it, or?
There is a vision for that, actually. Yeah. But then, and I kind of have been public about it. At some point, I do want to do some sort of mindset and business coaching because I think mindset has so much to do with business. Yeah. So much to do with business. You can literally double your income just by thinking differently. Honestly. Like, I've done it before. Like, even, can I give you a gem?
Go for it.
One thing I realized, or one thing someone told me, it was either someone told me or it was a combination of that and me thinking as well. It was, if you want to be getting to 10K a month, which everybody's like, 10K a month you have to start thinking from a 20K a month mindset. Because let's say, for example, you want to get to 10K a month, you charge each client 1K a month, right? You have 10 clients, 10K a month. Congratulations, well done. But now you have 10 clients you have to work with, right? And if you want to get to that 20K a month, you might think from that 10K a month mindset, I need to get another 10 clients. But if you start thinking from a 20K a month mindset, from now, you say, all right, cool. How about if I start charging 2K a month for my clients? Meaning I'm only going to have to get 5 clients to get to 10K a month. And only going to have to get an additional 5 clients to get to 20K a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that was one thing that caused me to switch my pricing, meaning I started to make a lot more money, or the business started to make a lot more money. That's another thing as well.
Yeah.
The money the business makes isn't necessarily the money that you make. That's another thing as well. Yeah. That's another thing I learned. But what was the question again?
The vision for the YouTube and stuff.
Yeah. So, and this is even when it comes into sequencing as well, and sequence, because I have to understand that the mindset coaching, business coaching, that doesn't necessarily have to come now. I don't even think that it should come now because I want to focus on what I'm focusing on right now, grow this business to maybe multiple 6 figures, maybe 7 figure, what ARR or whatever, and then say, all right, cool, I'm a mindset and what's it called, business coach. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I want to document the process along the journey of getting to there and showing people what I'm learning on the journey. It's similar to what Iman Gartzi has done.
Yeah.
And this is the thing as well. You'll see these people, like these internet personalities, like the people in the agency space as well, and they'll be selling you a course on how to do stuff and you're buying the course. But then if you just look at the journey and what they've done so far, you can just replicate the same thing. They've built a personal brand, which is what I'm doing with the YouTube channel. They've built a personal brand. They've shown you that they can get results, and they're teaching you how to do something similar. They're teaching you how to do whatever it is that their skill is. They're teaching you to do whatever it is that they've built a business in. So when I get to that mindset and coaching, mindset and business coaching level that I'm ready to do it, then I'm going to say, right, look, this is what I've done so far and this is how I've got here.
Yeah.
And this is how you can do it too. And you'll see all the evidence because I've had that personal brand for X amount of time.
Yeah.
So the vision is to be able to help people to do basically the same thing that I've done, but I want to show people the journey. That's probably the simplest way of explaining it.
Yeah, no, it's good because it gives you that, it sets you up to be recognized and be reputable.
Exactly. That's that social proof, bro.
Yeah, social proof. And I think that is very, very important. one thing I wanted to touch upon with you, because like I said, you got the podcast and stuff. I assume you've read Atomic Habits.
Yes.
I'm reading it right now. It's such a great book.
Amazing.
Like
book.
I've gone back to it, and one thing that he talks about is we focus too much on goals rather than systems. And you know what? That is so important, and it's so valuable, because a lot of us focus on getting a 10K. When that 10K comes, okay, cool, what's the next step? Whereas if you focus on the system, doing the daily affirmations, doing the visualizations, staying disciplined, it will all come.
It will come, bro.
And that will stick, because you could essentially get lucky, not necessarily lucky. Maybe 10K is not a good example, but you could do something and it happens and you accomplish it, but you haven't become the person to achieve that goal and be ready for it. So I think focusing on systems is just so important. Something that I'm trying to focus on as well. So yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that as well.
I wanted to talk about something specific that you said. You haven't become that type of person yet. I believe in something called be, do, have. Right? You must be in order to do, and you must do in order to have. Right? And this guy called Myron Golden talks about it.
Okay.
Have a look at him afterwards. You might like him, right?
Yeah.
And he relates a lot of things to the Bible, so obviously I relate to him, right? And then he says, like, not even he says, I've seen it in the Bible. Like, one of the first things that God said to man was to be fruitful, have dominion over the earth. No, hold on, I got it. Be faithful, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth. So that is be faithful, so be, and then multiply, which is a do, and then have dominion over the earth, which is have, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing God told man. Not even the 10 commandments. Like, this is before the 10 commandments. This is in Genesis to start, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This must reflect into life, right? So you must become the type of person. You have to be before anything else comes, bro.
Exactly.
So be comes before become. So you have to be the type of person to do the type of things, to have the type of life that you want. And that is something that I'm repeating to myself all the time, because it's so true. Like, you have to have that mindset. That's why so many people, when they win the lottery, they don't keep the money, because they have the have. They have the have without doing the be, or having the be, or having the do, right? So in order to have and keep that million, the couple millions, you need to actually be the type of person that can do that can sustain that. And then when you are the type of person that can sustain that, you do the type of things that are required to get that and to maintain that.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about that, bro.
Yeah, no, it's very important. I'm a Christian as well. I believe that God will not give you something if you're not ready to receive
Talk to him, bro.
And I think that's so important. Obviously, if you're not a Christian, there's other ways to portray that message, but it's so true. But since we're on the topic of like religion, what's your definition of faith?
Belief in the things that you can't see.
It's kind of similar to mine, believing in the invisible.
Because we believe in the wind, even though that we can't see it, but we can feel
Yeah,
it.
shit, man. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, bro. We believe in electric. Can you see electricity?
Nope.
But we believe in it. There's power in this. I believe in God, bro. I have faith that he exists. I've seen it in my life, bro. I've seen it in my life, and multiple times when I think, even I'm thanking God for my mindset. My mindset didn't have to be like this. I wasn't born with this mindset.
Yeah.
I believe that you are born as a product of your environment, but you actually have to develop your mindset. And then you can actually be a product of your mindset, but you have to be able to develop it in the first place. I just thank God that I've been able to do that, bro.
Yeah, no, it's very true. I guess it's kind of contradicting what I'm about to say, or what we
Talk
just
to me.
spoke about. Do you think that there is a time when you will achieve your goals? Like, say, for example, I set out a goal to make 10K next year. Do you think that that's not part of God's plan? Or, like, do you think I need to wait for that time instead of me telling myself when I want it to accomplish it? If that makes sense. Instead of giving it a time frame, just have faith in God.
So like whenever God wills it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of telling myself, okay, cool, in a year's time, I'm going to be X amount.
I'll be so real with you, bro. And as I said, transparency is key. That's one thing I'm asking myself as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, God's plan. I mean, I have my plan and I also have God's plan. And I know that God's plan is always going to be the one that, you know, that's the one that I want to work. That's the one I want to, because that's what I believe is the thing I should be doing in my life.
Yeah.
So it's about staying connected with God. Having that two-way conversation, because it's a two-way conversation, bro. Like, we're always supposed to be in contact with him, right? So that's one thing I'm asking myself. So like, what point is there for me to have these goals if God has a separate plan for me? So I'm just constantly praying, like, God, I hope this aligns with your plan. What's your plan for me? Like, what's the direction kind of thing? And I have my own direction. But if God takes me off path, like off my path, I'm not gonna argue with that. But then that's another question. Like, how do you know it's God?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very open topic. Because I think the same thing. I'm like, I'm setting myself a year, but like, if I get to a year and it doesn't happen, is that because it's not part of God's plan? And if I'm working hard, day in, day out, why haven't I accomplished it? Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult topic to talk about.
I think one thing I do believe is everything is happening for you, not to you. Everything is happening for you, not to you. So even if you hadn't accomplished that goal in a year, why is that? Why did you not accomplish that goal? Did you do absolutely everything in your power to do that? Is there points where you fell off? Is there other things that you were distracted by? Everything is happening for you, not to you. That's a similar way that I looked at that situation where we're losing all that money in crypto. Everything is happening for you, not to you.
That's a good way to look at it.
And when I was there, bro, I understood. I understood why people ended it all. I wasn't thinking of doing that myself.
Yeah.
But I understood why. Because it's just so long. It feels like it's so long to build back up again.
You need that courage, and that's the thing. God will only put you in that situation if he knows that you can handle it.
Word.
Which I think is quite important.
It's comforting as well. Because you know you can handle anything that life throws at you.
Knowing that he's by your side.
Absolutely.
Giving you strength.
There you go, man.
Okay, so just we're out of time. So I ask all my guests a set number of questions. Makes you think a bit. Just to see what your answers are. Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? And how would you use that superpower to improve the world?
Okay. Damn. Is it quick fire? Like I need to just go?
No, not quick fire. Okay. Take your time.
Any superpower, and how would I use that superpower to impact the world?
I say to my guests, try not make it generic, like, oh, have super strength or be invisible or telepathic. Like, try and make it somewhat meaningful to yourself.
Okay. Maybe to be able to connect with people, to be able to just connect with anyone.
Yeah.
Because I believe that when you can connect with people, then you can make change, you can make impact. And it's not just like one-to-one. It's also if I'm able to connect with people over the net, if I'm able to connect with people like over the phone, if I'm able to connect with like one-to-many, like if I'm able to speak to a room of like 1 million people, number one, that's going to help them on a crazy level.
Yeah.
And be able to impact their life on a crazy level. And I'll just say, God, just please speak through me. Right. So I'll just be able to impact people in a crazy way. And of course, that would be great monetary benefits to me because when you can connect with people, you also make what we like to call money. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's probably what I'd say.
So whenever you want, just be able to connect with people.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether what you're saying is impacting them.
Ooh.
Because then what's the point?
Exactly. I want to be able to connect with people positively.
Okay, so there's an extra element there.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
So
but
positively.
But my mind's already there. My mind's already thinking, I'm just going to connect with them positively. However, you don't know what you're saying, how what you're saying is being perceived or taken in by the other person. Because what you mean for something to be positive could be the worst thing in the world to someone else. But because you're connected with them so deep, it's like a double-edged sword.
No, it is.
Because you're connected with them so deep that it could affect them in a bad way. You don't even realize.
I mean, I guess every superpower that you say has a negative effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like my one is the ability to like let people instantly visualize their goals, whatever it is. But then one of my guests said, okay, but what happens if he wants to use that for bad?
Yeah.
So.
And ultimately, even if people do visualize their goals, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to reach them.
No. Not at all.
And it could be painful for some people.
Could be worse.
Exactly. Because imagine you're in flipping, you're in not a great situation, but your vision is that you're in like Dubai, living life, you have a family, you have this, that, and the other, all the things that you need, but you're here right now. And it could be like, but how the hell am I supposed to get to there?
How am I going to get there?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good point. Point. Next one is, what advice would you give to someone to succeed in life? Like, what's your thesis of life?
I say this all the time, but you turn into what you tune into. You absolutely turn into what you tune into. Just take it, whatever you're taking, and be careful of it. Honestly, because it's not just about the environment. It's not just about what people are saying to you. It's about the stuff you're seeing. It's about the stuff you're reading. It's about the stuff you're listening to.
Yeah.
It's about the music you're listening to. If you're listening to all this music about like, oh, my life's so bad, oh, this went wrong, oh, this girl cheated on me, I'm gonna get this girl back, I'm gonna go do whatever I can with every girl that I see, I'm gonna make all this money, and that's what you're gonna be thinking of. If your timeline's full of gal, that's what you're gonna be thinking of all the time. It's just gonna be on your head, on your mind. You can't control it because that's the stuff that you're taking in. But if your stuff is full, if your timeline is full of positivity, if you're always listening to like positive podcasts, if you're spending time with yourself rather than actually listening to all this noise that's out there as well, then you actually start to think clearer. That's another thing. Spend time with yourself, man. Spend time with yourself. That's something I started to do recently. There is so much going on in this world. There's so much for you to take in. Spend that time with yourself, man.
Work on yourself.
Exactly. Go for a walk without music. Travel without music. When I came here today, didn't have no music on.
Yeah, exactly.
What about yourself?
Me, I would say you attract what you're in harmonious vibration with.
Talk to me.
So if you accept negative thoughts, you're going to attract that into your life. Let's just say, for example, you're overweight and you want to lose weight. If you accept the fact that you can't get up and go to the gym, you're just going to keep reliving that reality. If you don't think you can lose that weight, you're just going to keep reliving that reality. It all stems from your thoughts. You change your thoughts, well, you change your vibration, you change your actions, you change the way you feel. The way you feel ultimately is what you want to get to. If you're on a positive, happy vibration, you're going to be happy, blissful, grateful, you're going to achieve great things. If you're on a negative vibration, low vibration, you're just going to keep going in the same loop.
And you see them kind of people, you know why they get caught in that loop? You see them kind of people that are quite negative or very negative and they're always complaining. They will always find something to complain about because they're always seeing the negative and stuff. So if you're always seeing the negative and stuff and you always have something to complain about, only negative and things for you to complain about are going to come to you. You get what you give out.
Exactly. And that's very important. Who has had a significant impact in your life and why? Could be anyone. It could be a group, dead or alive.
Significant impact on my life. Ooh. Can I say a couple? Yeah, can I say a couple people?
Yeah.
I definitely say my business partner, Rob. Shout out, Rob, man. He's had a big impact on my life. Like, he's a God-fearing man too.
Yeah.
So he's helped me because your environment, once again, you tune into what you turn into what you tune into. He speaks about God a lot. So now that's got God on my mind. Yeah. And I'm taking my relationship with God a lot more seriously as well. That's one of the reasons as well. And then even he's introduced me to things like therapy as well. Or I've been knowing about therapy and other people have told me about therapy, but he's always talking about it. So that's made me think like, maybe I should try this thing out. And it's been super, super useful to me as well. This guy called Cam Get Rich on Instagram. He's one of the people that helped me. We're going to be doing a podcast with him like end of this month as well.
Okay, cool.
He's one of the people that actually inspired me to get going. Because you turn into what you tune into. I saw him and he came from the same place as me, went to the same school as me, Langley, and it was just a year above me. And he was doing something that I wanted to do, reached out to him, then we chopped it up. And then he inspired me he inspired me in a way to do what I'm doing now. And he gave me some, I'll say this much, he gave me some confidence in order for me to actually do this podcast thing and use it as a business. And he said, yeah, you're sick. Like, you can do this. Like, you're sick. Like, as cringy or whatever as it may sound, that helped me. Like a lot. So I have to big him up every single time. And then my group of friends as well. So like Benny, Matthew, Shiloh, like we have a group of like God-fearing men and we're always talking about how to improve and all that kind of stuff there. And then all my other friends around me as well, they will inspire me in different ways.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Like you said, someone could say one thing to you that just resonates with you and clicks and it just changes your whole perspective.
So true.
Changes your actions on life. So yeah, that's
what's been one of those things that someone said to you? Got you thinking now.
I got me thinking now. I think it was a quote. I said it in my last episode. Really resonated with me. It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do.
What does that mean to you?
That everyone's capable of achieving anything, but it's the background work. It's the systems. It's the processes that you're willing to do. The hard work when you're tired, getting up and going to the gym. For me, when I'm finding products, I can't be bothered anymore. I have to do it. It's creating those systems that are going to create the efficiency in order for me to get to my goals. Everyone's capable. You're capable of going to the gym. I'm capable of going to the gym. but am I willing to put in the hard work and dedication to get to where I want to get to, regardless of my emotional state? And that's just how I view it.
That's good.
And when I heard that, I was like, rah, wrote it on my whiteboard. It's just something that I live by right now.
That's amazing.
Talking about quotes, what is one quote that you live by when you're feeling down?
Everything is happening for you, not to you. As I said earlier, I say that to myself so much.
Yep.
Because there are so many times when things look like they're going so wrong. And it's like things are going so left. But I understand that things are happening for me and not to me. And I look at every situation, I'm like, what can I learn from this?
Yeah.
What can I actually take away from this situation? Because there is something to learn in every single situation.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, no matter who you're speaking with. Always something to learn.
There's always a positive in a negative.
There's always a silver lining. And this is the thing. I don't believe that anything positive or negative happens in this world, ever. I don't think anything positive or negative happens. It's just the perspective with which you see it. So like, let's say, for example, like there's a terrorist or something like that. To the people who are being affected by that, like in the wherever it is that they do whatever they do, that is a very terrible thing. A very terrible thing. But to the people that they're doing it for, or for them, that's a really positive thing. Like they're doing the right thing. So every single situation has a positive and a negative, or has two different perspectives. But nothing that happens is actually positive or negative, I believe.
It's all relative.
It's all relative.
It's all relative. Something that I find negative, you might find positive.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, again, that's one of the universal laws.
Is it relativity?
Yeah, law of relativity.
Can I tell you a story?
Go for it.
This guy, a guy called Rob Dial, a podcast that I watched that Rob actually put me onto a while ago when we just started up with Purpose Led. He essentially said his dad dying was the worst thing and best thing that ever happened to him. First of all, when he said this, I said, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
How your dad dying? And he said, the reason is that, of course, his dad died. That's a terrible thing to happen. So that's why it was one of the worst days of his life.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons it was the best days of his life is because he realized that life is finite. And he has an extra day to go and impact the world.
Yeah.
So he's going to keep on doing it over and over. And now he's impacting millions of people, bro. He even impacted me and inspired me with the podcast that we're doing, myself and Rob. And we're going on to impact millions of people too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's important. It's an important fact. You've got to be grateful
important
for what you have, man, because you don't know when your time is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So one thing I get my guests to do is I get them to write a question for my new guest to answer. And my guest has asked you, what would a message be to yourself that would heal your inner child?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd say a message to myself that will heal my inner child. It will work out.
It will work out.
It will all work out. Everything is working for your good. In the Bible, it says everything is working for the good of those who love the Lord. And I love the Lord.
Yeah.
Everything's working out for me. Everything will work out for me. And I understand that now, but then back then,
obviously,
I might not have understood that.
You
see what I'm saying?
That makes sense. And then lastly, obviously the podcast is called The Endless Race.
Come on.
What does the endless race mean to you in regards to like life?
In regards to life, the endless race is fulfilling your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose. And I feel like some people, but that's even a thing, like, does your purpose get fulfilled when you're still here? Because for some people, their purpose is to pave the way for others.
Yeah.
So the endless race, it might even be, what is your cause? Like, what is your cause? What are you doing this for? If mine is to impact this whole world and help everyone with their purpose and help everyone to live better lives, I'm not going to help the whole world, the entire, however many billions of people are there while I'm still here. Maybe what I do can actually help the next generation do that. I can just start it off.
Yeah.
Or I can continue it because of all of the stuff that we've been listening to, all of the people that have impacted us. We're just pushing up the next generation. We're pushing on for the next generation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
What about you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I said it on the pod. It's just living every day knowing that someone's worse off and better off. And you just got to keep going because it's all relative. And you have to keep pushing.
That's it, bro.
But Jonathan, that's been the end. Where can they find you? Where can they find the pod? Where can they find your businesses? Talk to them.
I want to talk to you guys right now. You can find me at I'm Jonathan Reid. I am JONATHANREID. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. Probably on TikTok too. You can also find my podcast, the one I run with my good friend Rob, called Purpose Led, at Purpose Led Club on Instagram and Purpose Led on any other platform. Be able to find us there. And my businesses, you can look me up on LinkedIn, Jonathan Reed, and then type in Reidentify my business, and you'll be able to see all the information that you need. And then my business site is reidentify.co, reidentify.co. That's me.
Nice one.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No worries, bro. We'll leave that all in the description, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and peace.
See y'all later.